Hiya, Andrea. Hiya, Malcolm. How are you doing?
Good, thanks,
Thank you very
Amy.
much.
You okay?
Yeah, I'm good, thank you. And just want to say thank you so much for joining me on this Zoom testimonial. I thought it would be a really good opportunity to share with the world your amazing results that you've achieved since you've been part of ALM. And it's been quite a journey. So let's talk a little bit about that, and let's talk a little bit about kind of where you were at before you joined ALM. So looking back, so you joined ALM, it was what was it, February last year, or
Yeah.
a little bit later than that, and then you joined ALM. And so tell me, a year ago, what position were you in? How did you feel? And what was where were you at then?
Do you want me to go first?
Yes, please.
Okay. Well, basically, I mean, I was 50. Was I 50 then? Not last year. Yeah, I was 50 last year, and I just thought it's like everybody else. I've been through every diet, every different exercise plan you could possibly do over 30, 40 years probably. I was, a normal girl until I sort of hit my 20s, had my kids, and then it all went pear-shaped from there on in. After my kids, I found it really difficult to lose weight, tried everything, every fad diet you could possibly try, I tried it. And I lost weight for a while, tried Weight Watchers, tried Slimming World, was great for a while, and then it just went back on, because once you start being really disciplined with yourself, I think, well, not even disciplined, but a routine, etc., then the weight just piles back on, and then you just get very despondent. So I thought, I'm turning 50, I need to sort my life out. We'd had a lot going on over the last sort of 10 years anyway in our personal lives with various things, and I thought, it's time to take stock and to move forward and be really positive about myself, really. And I wanted to look better for me, and if I feel better for me and I look better for me, then that's going to have a knock-on effect with how everybody else perceives me, I think, because obviously then I've got more of a positive attitude. So I thought, right, let's take the bull by the horns and let's go with it. And so, because you were local, it was a nice little small intimate group of people of all different ages, obviously, and abilities. And I thought, that's for me, rather than going to a gym and seeing all those gym bunnies and being harassed by a personal trainer to do more. And all I was thinking was, I might, I'm not gonna come back.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I think that's the big thing, is that people go through these cycles, they try everything, and all diets are designed to work. However, it's the sustainability of them, and it's everything works short term, but trying to keep it up long term is
way of life, isn't it?
Yeah,
Diets
exactly. So yeah, tell me a little bit about you, Malc. So where were you at?
Yeah, well, I'm a couple of years older than Andrea, and of course we'd had a few years where we really didn't do a fat loss, but I did things like couch to 5K. Andrea did that as well, but we ended up going backwards and forwards to that, quite a few times. And running is not good for you. I'm sorry to say, I see joggers everywhere, and I've run and jogged all my life, believe it or not, and it's not good for my back. And I just got to a stage where my joints are hurting and whatever. So I was looking for something to do for myself and Andrea to do together, because, I do my thing, Andrea does her thing, and really we should be doing stuff together. And this is what I like. I thought this was quite a good little thing, meeting down at the meeting hall, and people welcoming you in there, and it was good. Yeah, we loved it. So it was a good fresh start.
Yeah.
We did it with our daughter as well, so she joined at the same time, and we did the 6-week thing.
Yeah,
it was really good, and that sort of like kick-started us.
Yeah. So you obviously got to the point where you said, right, something needs to change, and you needed to focus on doing something together, and focus on something that was going to be sustainable. And you like the idea of obviously something that's friendly, welcoming, and going to be supportive. So you did the 6-week program, and then what happened?
Well, we did this. We did a little bit more than 6 weeks. I think, to be honest, we joined in January, didn't we?
Yeah.
And then we did the 6 week thing, and then we were going along great because our daughter was getting married in at the end of April. And so we thought, right, okay, we'll carry on. And then we got the opportunity to go to Australia, which we did.
Which we did for 3 weeks.
And to be fair, we weren't really bad when we went away. We were quite controlled. And then obviously COVID hit and lockdown hit. And then as soon as our plane touched down, we realised, oh, we're in lockdown now and we can't go anywhere or do anything. And
we realised that our daughter's wedding wasn't going to take place.
And then you sort of become...
all sort of like ambition sort of disappears.
Yeah, you become despondent. And it's like everybody else. Everybody became, locked in four walls. And instead, really, in hindsight, and that's why it's changed this time around, in hindsight, we should have embraced it a little bit more. And we did, to be fair, we did do the online courses for about 4 weeks after.
Yeah.
And I think I was overtraining. I was doing 5 days a week. And it was probably too much for my joints, really. I mean, I'm 50. I was a lot more overweight than I am now. And I think it was too much for me. And now I'm being a little bit more realistic with my capabilities. But I think it all went. And then every week we said, right, we're going to start again. And then Monday came and we didn't do it. And then it got worse and worse and worse. And I probably put on 2 stone from March to December.
Yeah.
That's how bad it was, because we weren't doing very much. There's only so much you can walk the dog.
You get into a bit of a rut, don't you? I mean, I was luckily still going to work. You weren't. And I was still going to work, but obviously there were a lot of people being furloughed at work, so I was doing a lot more at work than I would normally do. And I come home and I just want to relax.
Veg on the sofa.
And we're just vegging on the sofa, watching Netflix, whatever there is. And then, of course, you have a glass of wine, got some peanut, and before you know it, you're having more than a glass of wine. You're having a bottle, and then it gets normal. That's natural for you to do that, and suddenly your weight is increasing, and you don't realise it until one day you actually start to do something. You think, crikey, I can't do that.
Yeah.
We're not of the age where we can rely on our, fitness. So, we're taking that for granted, I suppose, and. We decided that we needed to get back and start something new this year, didn't we?
Yeah, definitely. And I think we're a lot more focused and a lot more motivated, and diet-wise, I'm more focused than I've ever been before, with healthier choices.
And what
alcohol, more or less.
Yeah, and I think, the big thing when you look at, everything that we as, the population and the world have been through with lockdown, is that, we all kind of got into that mindset of, we're locked down, we can't really go anywhere, can't do anything. And you can kind of take one of two directions, really. You just kind of keep getting, like you say, take that step back, do less and less, get less motivated, move less, eat more, drink more, and then just sit and watch Netflix. Or you then go, actually, well, I'm going to prioritize this time to focus on me, and obviously try and focus on my health, etc. But it's tough and it is hard, especially when we're so isolated and everything's online, etc. So it is tough. But so from January you had a little bit of a kickstart.
A bit of a light bulb moment. We had a dear friend of Malc's passed away late last year, well, just before Christmas last year, from cancer, and he was only 50. And one of our other friends has now got lung cancer, who's having an operation in a couple of weeks' time, and you just think, oh my God, that could be anybody. I'm not saying that obviously doing exercise and eating healthy is going to prevent that, but it's certainly going to help towards it. And I just think, we needed to do something for us, really, didn't we? And you look at yourself and you're thinking, I'm not buying any clothes that are bigger, because I refuse to do that now, because that's what I used to do. I used to buy clothes size bigger, and I thought, right, okay, and then I used to throw out all my other clothes.
I had to get through Christmas by buying 3 sets of trousers. Just to get through Christmas. And I thought, I can't keep doing this. This is ridiculous. Where does this end?
So so January, I sort of reached out again to you because you'd emailed us anyway, and I thought, yeah, we've got to be more motivated this time round.
Yeah.
And I think, well, we are definitely, because you know, we are literally, we're exercising now 3 days a week, and then we're trying to do something over a weekend, either walking the dogs, or this weekend you were doing a load of DIY and stuff. So, you know, we're trying to keep ourselves more motivated.
Even getting out in the garden and digging a bit in the garden.
Yeah. So, you know, we've got our own veg patch now, so we're getting all that going. So, you know, we are trying to, I don't know, I think we're in a better mindset than we were last year. And I think really the sadness that we've had, and a lot of people have had sadness in the last year, but I think, you know, it's really sort of motivated us to say, you know, we need to be here. We've got a granddaughter, our other daughter's engaged now, so we've possibly got 2 weddings in the next year or so. So, you know, who wants to look fat on a wedding photo? Not me.
But I think the key there is, you know, it's what you've said there is it's more of a long-term focus rather than, you know, let's lose some weight for our daughter's wedding, or let's lose a little bit of weight, and not really have a real reason behind it. It's now actually, you know, I want to be healthy for me, I want to be, you know, fit for me, and you're being more mindful of your daily habits. So things like being more active on a daily basis, and you're not killing yourself by doing, you know, 5 sessions a week. You're being a bit realistic, doing 3 sessions a week, but being more active overall. You've reduced your alcohol intake, which obviously that was going to be a contributing factor to the weight gain before. So yeah, tell us, what results have you both achieved?
Well, we've both lost quite a considerable amount of weight. I mean, I've lost 1.5 stone, and you've pretty much lost that as well, haven't you? Yeah,
and virtually 2 stone now.
Yeah. So in that short space of time, and I know it's going to plateau out. We know that we're not stupid, but I feel healthier. You feel a lot better.
Yeah, I look a lot better.
I mean, you look a lot better. Everybody says we look better as well. So, you know, and you certainly lost from your belly and your face and everything, haven't you? And like so my daughter took a photograph of him last night and posted it, because we've got a WhatsApp group for our family, and everybody was saying how slim you looked, which is great. I mean, don't get me wrong, we've still got a way to go, but if we can see those results, that's more positive for me.
Absolutely. And summer's coming now, the lighter nights are coming.
Yeah, so we can get out a bit more with the dogs and stuff.
Exactly,
and do it that way.
That's cool. And then, so obviously you've had amazing weight loss. Tell me more. So you said, you know, if I lose some weight, then I'll feel better in myself, and then I'll have, you know, I'll feel better around other people, etc. And, you know, have you noticed that? Have you recognized that? Obviously we can't be around people, but you know, have you recognized in yourself that maybe, you know, it's not weight loss?
I mean, you look at yourself in the mirror, and now, I mean, even though it's still, I mean, I'm not a big picture fan, I don't take photographs of myself, there's no photographs of me in the house, but I feel now that I can probably look at myself in the mirror and actually think it's not gross, it's okay, but I've still got a way to go. But, you know, I just think everybody says how well we've done. I mean, you know, you see people at work a bit more and you know, and whatnot. But yeah, everybody says that we look better, and I just feel better. I think we're sleeping a bit better than we did, because before we were barely sleeping.
Yeah, we were awake all through the night.
All through the night. It was horrific. It doesn't matter what time we used to go to bed. We were always awake 3-4 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
And that's no good. Whereas now it's probably about 6 we'll sleep till.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
you're still not great.
No, I know, but I'm better than I was.
So what do you think is the big changes that you've implemented? So what do you think is working?
I think it's, for me, it's not drinking alcohol, because even though I used to drink, we used to have a couple of bottles on a weekend, and I used to think, oh, I'll just have a glass and then I'll go to sleep. It doesn't work that way. In fact, it made me worse. And not that I got any hangovers or anything like that. It wasn't that. It was just that I couldn't sleep properly. I mean, unfortunately we've got dogs that wake us up at 6 in the morning anyway, but I don't mind that. That's okay. But I just felt it didn't matter what time I used to go to sleep at night. I always woke up at the same time every single day.
Yeah.
Weekends, 7 days a week. I could go to bed at 2 o'clock in the morning. I'd still wake up at 4, 6.
Yeah.
But I just think as well, it's just eating better.
Well, I've
me.
done something which you were advised in the handbook that you
no caffeine,
out, which is no caffeine after 2:30.
Yeah.
And Andrea still laughs at me now, but I sleep a hell of a lot better now that I don't drink tea. And it's tea, really, which I used to drink. And I don't have a cup after 2:30.
Perfect.
I even buy the caffeine-free Coca-Cola now, so I can have something else rather than water.
Yeah. Yeah.
So if you drink water all day, sometimes, you know, when you're at home, you'll have something else.
Yeah.
And I've got to say as well, we do have, I treat myself at the weekend. Andrea doesn't necessarily do that, but now I do treat myself to a bottle of wine at the weekend.
Yeah.
So, you know, you've got to have something to look forward to. You've got to have a treat. You can't be all doom and gloom and strict monk-like lives. You know, you've got to continue. This is real life.
Yeah. And that's the big thing, you know, what we always encourage is everything in moderation. It's not, you know, you don't restrict everything, you know, all the things that we enjoy, like alcohol, like the calorie dense foods such as sweets, cakes, chocolate, biscuits, etc. But it's being a bit more mindful of it and not having a whole load of it all day, every day type thing. And if you going to allow for it within your diet, you just plan for it. So yeah, and alcohol has been shown to disrupt sleep patterns, so that's, you know, a big thing. And then, caffeine as well. Perfect. So you both learn and take from it.
Learning.
Oh, don't get me wrong, I still have a cup of tea. I'm not as strict as Malc with tea, and that's my only vice. I have to have a cup of tea. But now I don't drink, because now I used to drink tea or coffee out of boredom because I wanted something to do. Whereas now I don't do that. I drink probably about 3 cups a day, which is like probably 2/3 that I used to drink.
That's perfect. Perfect. So tell me, if you were talking to somebody now, having a conversation with somebody who's maybe a friend or family member, and they were thinking of joining ALM, but they weren't quite sure whether to join or not, what would you say to that person?
I think if you're joining any sort of club, it's always best to do it with somebody else.
If you can.
You know, if I went to a gym, I would join the gym with somebody else and meet them there. The gym, because you don't want to let them down. You'll turn up. And I think the same with any sort of club that you're doing like that. If you can find a buddy, or you know, befriend somebody at ALM whilst that's something you could do originally. It's not something we can do quite right now, but
which is what you guys have got there anyway, because you know everybody knows everybody, and even new members, because obviously we joined and there was 3 of us, and
we'd moved into the area as well, so we didn't really know anybody in the area, but everybody was very welcoming.
But I would say go for it, because it's non-judgmental. No, it's not a boot camp. You're doing stuff at your pace, and that's what we like. It's all you guys, all you, George, Sophia, Jess, you, everybody. They do it at your pace. Do it as you can do it. Don't say no. You've got to do it. Come on, let's go. Don't get me wrong. Some of the sessions are hard and they push you, but not in a bad way. They want you to realise your potential, and every time we do it now, we do a different one. We can do it a little bit longer.
And what I like as well is that you're changing it as well. You're not doing the same session day in, day out. You're changing it on a monthly basis, which is difficult for you guys to do. And you know, you change it and just switch it around a little bit.
Which is interesting for us, and then pushes us a little bit more, like everyone else. I mean, you know, there's probably members there, especially the online ones, and they're really fit people, and then there's us that are a little bit lagging behind. But I don't feel as if we're being judged, or it's any sort of it's no judgmental. And even when we did the ones we go to Inkborough, so even though the ones in the hall, there was no judgment there. Everybody did it at their pace and did what they could do. And there was all sorts of different age ranges there and abilities, and it was great, because you don't get that in gyms in general. Which is great. I wish, you know, I don't even wish I was like a gym bunny. I don't, because there's more to life than that. But I think what you guys gave is a safe space for people, that they could appreciate themselves for who they are, and acceptance, which is, I think.
Oh, that's perfect. That's a perfect.
Well done, Andrea.
That was a perfect one-liner. I'll use that as part of my my marketing. That's brilliant, and some really, really lovely answers there. And thank you so much. And I've really appreciated listening to your journey, listening to your story. And the whole team are all super excited to see where you go over the next few months, and obviously supporting you, and obviously getting you ready for those weddings. So yeah, thank you so much for your time this evening. And yeah, I'll speak to you soon.
Okay, thanks, Amy.
Cheers.